Everybody, welcome to the Link Show. Wonderful to have you with us. My name is Dougal, and next to me is Rhoda.
Hello Dougal, hello everybody, and welcome to the Link Show.
Fabulous to have you here with us today. And as you know, the Link Show delves into all things Northlink College, because this is definitely going to be your education institution of choice, and more importantly, the courses that are being offered. I tell you what, par excellence, but not only that, they are accessible. You want to be part of it. It is a great vibe. And today we find ourselves at the Protea campus, which is really in the heart of Bellville.
That's right, that's right. And guess which department?
Ooh, now you
one
see,
of our favorites.
This is it. So this is really a crescendo as far as the show is going, because today, everybody likes good tasting things, don't we?
That is so correct, and that is the hospitality department. So you know what, it always excites me because food is one of my favorites, and I know it's one of your favorites as well. And you know what, with Northlink, we've been to a few campuses, and you know, it's so nice experiencing exactly this. So there's going to be some students around, and believe me, when we got you, Dougal, that smell, oh my word, that smell. So guys, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, certainly in for a treat. And this is what makes the Link Show so special, because we really delve into all the offerings when it comes to Northlink College. So I know as prospective students, mom, dad, you watching this, educators, everybody watching this, of course, it really delves in and gives you a behind the scenes look of the courses that are being offered, but more importantly, what the curriculum looks like, what the syllabus is about. And more importantly, we're going to hear from students as well, because as we always say, today it's really ironic that we're saying the proof is in the pudding, because we are definitely want to hear from the students as well, to get their perspective, their motivation for actually choosing a certain career path, certain course, why they've chosen Northlink as their institution of choice, but also what are the courses about. So you're going to hear from lecturers, the students as well, the facilitators. We're going to definitely delve in. So as Rhoda alluded to, yes, we are sitting in what looks like a kitchen classroom.
That's right.
For lack of a better description, but we will be definitely informed properly to where we find ourselves. But the first thing that you've got to do and understand is that this is an interactive show. So more importantly, if you've got questions or comments relating to any of the content or anything that is being discussed on this broadcast today, be sure to put it out there. Of course, the details are right there at the bottom of the screen, and of course somebody will respond.
That's right.
So
are we ready for our guests?
We are ready for the guests, Rhoda, because I've got several questions really. So firstly, we find ourselves, let me just put this in perspective. It does look like a kitchen classroom, and later on we'll give you a whole view of it and you'll be able to see it. But there's pots and pans, there's stoves, there's taps, it looks fabulous. It really looks fabulous, and it really looks like a professional kitchen in a lot of ways, which is exactly what it is. But let's delve straight into, because we've got fabulous guests that we're going to talk to today that of course will really unpack all of this, of course. And one of the lecturers here for this specific course when it comes to the hospitality side of things and the really cooking and all of that is Akura Swazi, who is joining us right now. Hello and welcome to the Link Show.
Thank you for having me.
It's so good to see you.
Good to see you too. Good to see you too.
Been a while.
It has been. It has been.
So I don't even know where to start, but quickly let's start off with your role. You're a lecturer,
Yes.
facilitator.
Correct.
Sure.
Yes.
What is the difference?
So essentially, being a lecturer, it would be someone who has gone through the qualification process, obtained their teacher's degree, and then a facilitator is like an added training course that we embark on to further train us into the role that we will be fulfilling.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Just wanted to double check. so you got your hands full in a lot of ways.
Yes.
Firstly, let me just say, it absolutely looks brilliant where we are. And of course,
you.
there's a whole bunch of smells and all sorts of aromas
Aromas in the room.
stemming from this sort of area where we find ourselves, which is really important and great for this. Now, I've heard this term, NCV. What is that?
So basically, NCV, it stands for National Vocational Certificate, and it is essentially from level 2 to level 4. It is essentially students that want to finish their education from within TVET colleges if they were not able to get into like a high school, for example. So it's from level 2 to level 4, and they basically take on multiple subjects in order for them to get that qualification, which is equivalent to a matric certificate at the end.
Okay, so that's is
good.
what NCV would be. So ultimately, of course, you're teaching people to become chefs here.
Yes, we do. And also we have different types of students from all walks of life, but what all binds us together, it is their passion for cooking and them also wanting to obtain that education for themselves and to better their lives. So yeah.
So just everybody's probably hearing there's my chef here behind me that's quite busy here, so you might be hearing him a bit here at the back, but yeah, just take note, we are in the kitchen right now, everybody.
Yes.
Stirring up a storm.
He's stirring up a
cooking
storm. He's cooking up and stirring up a storm right now. So just quick one on the program. Basically, you've got theory and versus practical. What is that?
So we have a theoretical component of the course as well as a practical component. It is important for us that our students are exposed to both theory in terms of knowledge-based content as well as applying that theory into the kitchen. And this is why we have our students in the kitchen cooking up a storm. They're basically applying that skill. Yes.
And how long is the course?
So the course, it is essentially a 3-year course from level 2, level 3, level 4, up until they conclude. And it within the first year of them being with us, they'll cover multiple subjects that we group as fundamental subjects and core subjects. And for some of those subjects, this is where they apply the theory and the practical component.
As well. Okay.
So prospective students looking at this now who think to themselves, all right, you know what, I actually want to be a chef. And we all know where this career path could lead. And I know we're going to talk a little bit about that. But what are the requirements for this course specifically?
So we take a multitude of students. We take different students from, whether they completed their matric, for example, but wanted to upgrade, or students that maybe did not have the opportunity to finish their high school career. So we take those students if they have a past grade 9 grade, and then they basically continue with us from level 2 to 3 to 4. And that would be equivalent to grade 10, 11, and 12.
All right. Okay. And then of course you're looking at 3 years.
Yes, they will be. Yes. So level 2 would be 1 year as well as 3 and 4. Right. So in totality, that will be 3 years with us.
Now let me ask you this, because this is a question that gets asked a lot.
Yes.
And it's a naughty question. I apologize for that. But but when people talk about, I mean, and especially if we just consider now, there are a lot of options in terms of, let's call it cooking schools, chef schools, whatever term you want to use it, or, that TVET. What puts the TVET apart?
So TVET basically fills in the gap. So if a child, for example, came out of the schooling system and they're over the age of 18, they can't go back to the schooling system. So we are able to take those students that the education system is basically not able to accommodate, and we take those students and they can either, learn a skillful course like hospitality, for example, and that also ignites that passion in them to be like, you know what? I actually want to become a chef. I want to become a hotelier. I want to become a patron of the hospitality industry, and this is like the right footing for them here. Yeah.
And then on that one, I'm just listening to you now. Obviously, things are changing out there. Things are constantly changing.
Yes.
And do you find yourself as a TVET college, the standard is exactly the same as out there?
So we have we have a set of guidelines that we have to follow, but we are in the leading sector that is able to fill that gap for those students that are not accommodated, and we have brilliant students that are able to then go to university and further their educational careers, or students that just want to explore and work a little bit more before taking that leap on to furthering their studies even further.
Yeah.
And at the moment, in terms of this course, how many students, top of your head, do you have any idea?
We have a lot. So
it's a lot. That's fine. I take that. So it is a very popular course, because this is definitely a kind of course that I think would just excite people.
It does, because a lot of the students that we have, they either have the passion or they later discover it, within the 3 years that they are here with us. So for us, it is, amazing to see a child that becomes basically a product of your own hands, and they are flourishing. They soon discover who they want to be themselves, in their professional sphere. So, yeah.
I want to talk to you about the setup of the classroom and how it looks, but I feel we're going to talk about the syllabus just first. What does that entail?
So it's essentially 7 subjects that they have to complete. 4 of those are what we would identify as fundamental core subjects, and then fundamental subjects as well.
What's the difference?
Fundamentals would be things like maths, life skills, or LO, or English or communication or language that they would study, as well as your specialized sort of subjects that would be the core, i.e. hospitality. So now they focus on particular subjects that would basically enhance that skill that they have on top of the foundation that has been laid by the fundamental subjects. Yeah. So they do 7 subjects in totality within the 3 years of them being with us.
So it's
a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
But they do very well. They do very well. Yes.
So now that we looked at that, the setup of this classroom. So I mean, this. I mean, I've been in many professional kitchens. I've got to be honest, but I mean, that does definitely give me that sense. I mean, that like everything that is required is in here.
So this is a kitchen, and we teach and learn from this kitchen. We also have classrooms where the theory component of our studies take place, as well as the practical component that happens here. And this is where they get to learn, grow, cook, discover, different types of flavors, learn about cuisines, and cook and apply those cuisines in the kitchen. So this kitchen accommodates 14 students at a time, and also it is a great ratio between learner and student, learner and lecturer, because then I'm able to fully, focus on one student and attend to that student, and then do that to all of my other students.
And because we're dealing with young people, is there a sense, or do you find that sense? Because let's say it's Rhoda and I, and then Rhoda's quite an expert at cooking, and then I mean, I will burn boiling water for an argument, So when you step into the class, do you find that sort of discrepancy at, let's say, skill level?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Because we also see a lot of students that come from School of Skill, and this is where, when we fill that gap, we fill the gap for every type of student. So you'll find that there's a student that maybe has never cooked at home before, and then they learn how to cook from the basics within those 3 years, and then by the time they actually conclude with us, they are a bona fide chef.
Yeah. So just on that, I mean, I know this weekend actually, which was quite funny, I was away, and one of the kids that I saw there said like, oh, I want to be a chef one day. So funny that we had a show now this Monday. And for me, parents out there obviously is asking now, because I think that there's this fear of when your kid comes to you and says, I want to be a chef, and you're like, what, are you crazy? You know, why? So what career paths and different chefs, what do you get out there? For parents out there is obviously watching this, and they're not sure, am I doing the correct thing? Is this the right thing my kid needs to do? What career paths are out there?
So, like for myself, I studied and became a chef. So one of the career fields that they can follow is becoming a chef. They could work in cruise ships, in hotels, in various restaurants. They could work overseas, and these are all avenues that they can take up. They could even be hoteliers, a hotel manager, a resort manager. So there are various fields that they can embark on, and it's not just limited to the kitchen. Could just be in the hospitality industry as a whole. Yes.
Yeah.
I like.
So, and with obviously with career opportunities, also that entrepreneurial side.
Yes.
Is that's also a big focus in terms of the course?
It is, because a lot of our students, maybe they have, a vision of wanting to start their own business and not necessarily, work at hotels. So maybe they want to be self-sufficient, self-employed, and they want to start up their own business. And we also do encourage that as part of our course. And also, when we have our career guideline, sort of like one-on-one sessions with our students, where we encourage them to, check all of the various avenues that might be available to them. Yes.
Oh, that's brilliant. Brilliant. Lovely. I wanted to ask you the level of difficulty. Is it difficult? Because I know there's now the 7 subjects, but in terms of the practicality, all of these things.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It is a lot. It is a lot. In terms of, the duration of them being in the kitchen would be about 4 hours, would be 5 hours, depending on the level, whether it is level 2, level 3, or level 4. With level 2, it's more foundational, it's introductory, and then when it moves up the ladder up until level 4, they can be for 6 hours in the kitchen at a time. And this is also to train them so that when they are, professionals in the industry, they are already used to those working hours. But it is, a lot of dedication that students and lecturers do put in when they are in the kitchen. Yeah.
Okay.
So the qualification, let's talk about that. I've concluded now the 3 years. I've attained the qualification. That's recognized everywhere?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So once they complete their level 4, which is equivalent to a matric certificate, they can then go to a university and apply for further their studies there, or apply for a same course or a different course if they would like, or they can even use that same NCV qualification to apply for a job, whether it is international or local. So the opportunities for our students in terms of like what can they do after their time with us, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Well, that sounds exciting.
It sounds very exciting. I think everybody, moms, dads, everybody out, even basically students as wanting to actually look into the industry of hospitality, take advantage of this. I think this is brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's it. Any more questions?
Absolutely brilliant. So there's a little something there on the side. So just because all that stirring and cooking and happening there is brilliant. But there's also a comment there on the bottom there that says from Luntu Lakani. Thank you very much for that. Who says, guys, what about in-service trainings? Could you answer that for us quickly?
That is such a brilliant question.
Yeah. Thank you, Luntu.
We appreciate your question, Luntu. So we also assist students if they need to do placement. So we call it WIL, which stands for Work Integrated Learning, and it would be for an extended period of time, again depending on the qualification that they're doing, and it would be, students would be placed at various hotels, restaurants, local, it could be, student wanting to be placed closer to home. If let's say they come from a different province, we can assist them even with, placement outside of the Western Cape. Yes.
So that answers this question?
Yeah, that is brilliant. I'm going to squeeze in another one here that comes from Tatum. Thank you so much for this question, who says, hi, can the assistant chef course be done part-time?
The assistant chef course can, the assistant chef program is a full-time course, but it will depend on how it is structured. So it might be that they are here at school for a Monday to Friday type of timetable, or it could be split into 2 days, 1 week, and then 3 days in the next week. So maybe in the gaps in between, they can maybe find time to study the content and the work that has been given to them, or maybe even do work part-time.
Now, how would a student know about that? Once you make contact with a college, do you then discuss that?
You submit your qualifications, you submit your paperwork that is required of you, and then the school will basically get in touch to make sure that everything that you've submitted matches to what is required. And then it's that easy. It is really that easy.
Fantastic. I like this.
So I'm gonna
sign that.
I was actually just gonna
we would love you as students.
No, because I taste,
Did you taste my food? Oh my word,
That's good. Akona, thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
No, thank you for your insights. Thank you for really shaping the path and everything else we need to know. Thank you.
Glad to be of service.
Thank you very much. Akona Swazi, everybody. So a lecturer here at the Protea campus, of course, with the course within the hospitality, and where they educate the future chefs and everybody else.
The fact that you mentioned hospitality. So it's so vast, it's so big, Dougal. So you know what? Not to limit yourself at the end of the day. It's fine, Dougal. Shame, my poor friend is struggling a bit, but he'll survive. And you know what? The hospitality industry, and I mean, you see a lot of hospitality, especially in your line of your work as well. It's big, it's broad. So there's so much you can do in the hospitality department that could suit you at the end of the day. So you know what? Northlink is definitely the place to go. Go and find this out and actually just come and have a look and see exactly what we're seeing right here.
Yeah.
Experience it.
Do you know what? And the one thing, just going back to what Akona said earlier, I mean, that already sells the course.
Oh, yeah.
That already sells the course in terms of the opportunities that is available and everything she touched on there, which was just absolutely brilliant. So I know a lot of people are thinking then, you know what? Yeah, I want to do this, because it's one of those industries. I mean, we tend to look at, let's say, just chefing, if I can call it that, but everything within the hospitality trade. I mean, it is just such an appealing career path or industry to enter. But we've got many guests that we want to talk to, of course, to sort of make the decision for you really easy. So Northlink College, and more specifically this course, really becomes your choice. And we're going to talk to Keegan Isso next, who joins us here on the Link Show. Keegan! How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Welcome, and thanks for coming to the Link Show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'm glad we could drag you out of the classroom.
Exactly.
Just for a brief moment to come and talk. So, but you also lecturer, facilitator?
Yeah. Lecturer, facilitator, chef. I am, as my colleague Akona is exactly the same thing.
Yeah, so you do all of this. Quickly talk to us. Assistant chefs.
Assistant chef.
What is that?
Assistant chef is a skills course that's offered here at Northlink College. Before I start speaking about assistant chef, a fun fact about assistant chef course. Or not assistant chef course, but School of Skills. Have you ever heard of this? School of Skills. So School of Skills are offered here in the Western Province only. No other province offers this schooling education. So we offer here in the Western Cape, and from this point onward, students just stop there. Like, it's just a brick wall. So from this point onward, what we do is assistant chef comes in play, and then we offer these students to come and study assistant chef, because this is equivalent to a grade 9 for them.
Oh, wow.
So what we do is, so from here, they don't necessarily go into school. Students just go into working, and what we do is we offer them the assistant chef course. Assistant chef is equivalent to a NQF level 2.
Okay.
From here, it also opens up other doors for them to either go and work further, for them to go and study further. So from here, they can apply for our NCV level 2. Like Ms. Swazi was saying, they apply for NCV level 2, and they can also obtain the NQF level 4, also equivalent to the matric certificate. From here, they can go even further, and they can study NATED. They can do a NATED course, and obviously obtain the diploma in hospitality. Wow. So there's quite a few things that they can do, and assistant chef is the best thing to do. I always encourage parents, encourage students, tell everyone else, Northlink College is offering assistant chef, please come and do it. We would love to have it.
Yeah, and of course, it's a very exciting course, just when you think about it.
There's so many things they do. There's so many practicals they do. There is a theory component, obviously, and there's obviously the practical component. With assistant chef, I love it so much. I used to teach it. When I started at Northlink College, I started teaching assistant chef.
Okay.
I was only employed for that, for assistant chef, and then obviously I branched out and started doing NCV. But assistant chef's practicals, that was my favorite part. It was so many practical components, and I love being in the kitchen. Well,
Give me an example of what a practical thing would be. What you would do?
Practical, well, I am a pastry chef.
Okay.
So there is a very big component, unit standard in assistant chef, and it is 772. Not that you would know that, but this is cakes and biscuits. It's my favorite thing to do. We do so many cakes and biscuits, from gingerbread to shortbread to chocolate chip cookies. That's just the cookie component. Then we move on to cake, Swiss roll, cupcakes, chocolate cake, carrot cake. There are so many things that we do in assistant chef. So that's just one small thing that we do. So we take all these students into the kitchen. We'd split them up into 2 classes, divide them into 2 classes, and then one half would do 14 in the one class, 14 in the other class. And we would do practical like that. It's always fun. It's always great.
Sounds fun.
I want to ask you, because I know I've got like a whole bunch of questions I want to get to, but I'm liking where this is going. You might, over this time, I mean, you've been doing this for a little bit now.
Yeah,
how long have you been doing it?
For about six years.
Oh, wow.
Is there any sort of success stories that you could reflect on?
We have so many success stories.
Without mentioning names and stuff.
I'm just going to give you one success story. We had a student that started doing assistant chef. She started off as assistant chef. From here, she did an NCV. From that point, she did a native diploma, and then she started her own business, her own catering company. She's also employed other students, past students, to work for her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's just one story. I mean, there are many that I can tell you about.
Sure.
Then basically, how does assistant chefs, because I mean, obviously these is very important person in the kitchen as well.
Yeah.
So you've got obviously your main chef, am I correct? And then assistant chefs are those that assist the chef. Is that what I'm understanding?
So it's to give them a qualification for them to go and work in industry. Specifically for people that are unemployed, so we would offer them this. Or students, like I said, they come from School of Skills. So we would offer them this course, they would obtain a qualification, and then they can go and work with this qualification instead of just the one qualification from the School of Skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And economics, how does that basically affect the economics of South Africa?
Well, like I said, for placement, it's more to place these students because they don't have a place to go to. So what we do is with assistant chef, we offer them this qualification. They go and study further. They're going to industry. They're going to work with the qualification, and they would move up from there in the ranks in hospitality within the industry.
And this is a good bed to sort of as far as a launch pad is concerned.
Definitely.
Now, in terms of competency, from the student side, the prospective student side, what competency is required here?
What happens is, when we take the students on, the assistant chef students, they would come and do what we call a placement scale.
Okay.
After doing the placement scale, they would bring in the results, the latest school results, we do the placement scale. From here, then they would be admitted. After being admitted, they would then do a PACE test. PACE test is done with student support. Then they would go and do a PACE test. They would do a PACE test with student support, and then from this point onward, they would go for registration. It's basically, a PACE test is basically something that we do to check the competency of the student.
Okay.
So it basically assesses the literature and maths within the report. Yeah.
I'm hearing literature all the time, and I remember we spoke prior to as well English, and I thought, this is quite good because obviously if you're going international or you're going to any restaurant as such or kitchen as such, obviously the English would be obviously of importance.
Yes, it is very important.
To communicate.
And a lot of our students are not first language or home language English, so it's very important for us to get through that hurdle also. But our students do quite well, especially with the good lecturers, the great lecturers that we actually have here.
Excellent.
Now, obviously, you got a chef jacket on. Now, I've got to ask you this. Clothing
like
for
it.
the scores, because I saw some of the students, and obviously that's in the classroom here, they all got chef uniform on. Yeah.
When you come and register, when you are a registered student, your last step within registration, you would come to the kitchen and you would get your sizes. So they would size you for your chef jacket, your pants, your hat, your apron. So you get this when you come and apply for your course, or rather when you are a registered student. You will get it. Yeah, it's part of the hospitality package.
Okay.
I'm loving your
Okay.
red buttons.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And in terms of career opportunities, let's delve into this, because this is really how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
People are looking at, I mean, you mentioned a great success story there in terms of somebody who became an entrepreneur, employed other students as well, you know. What other career opportunities are we looking at?
Within assistant chef, well, the name says it all, assistant chef. It's mainly for kitchen chefs. It's mainly for kitchen hands. So it's moving into industry and starting off at the lowest level, and from this point you move yourself up. So you would get your training and you would become a commie within your first year. Okay, so you work quite hard. Commie is called a commie chef. And you work quite hard and you'd move yourself up, but it's mainly for becoming a chef.
Then just on that, talking about the chef side, because I heard you earlier talk about pastries.
Yeah.
So obviously you get different chefs as such, or at one point you kind of look at this and then the student decide which way they want to go, either pastries or basically food, or how do you come to that? Or do you guys cover everything? So when they leave here,
we do cover everything.
Okay,
Specifically, when you do your NCV, your level 2, level 3, level 4, like level 2, like Ms. Swazi said, is more foundational. So it's all the basic things. In level 3, we mainly focus on baking, your pastries, your cakes, etc., etc. And then level 4 is your mains. Your side components. So it's all of these things, but we cover everything. In one. So yeah, and in industry, students will decide which route they want to go.
Yeah.
Do they want to become a pastry chef, a main kitchen chef, hot kitchen chef, etc. So they actually essentially decide in industry what they want to become.
Now, because there's obviously different skill levels, I mean, surely there must be competitions. There must be some sort of experiences
There are
students are
so
privy
many
to.
competitions. Our students just participated in one recently. Unfortunately, I wasn't there to see everything, but I do have a colleague that can explain more about the competitions.
Definitely. Any closing thoughts from you?
Well, this is mainly for as I am a facilitator and an assistant chef facilitator. This is mainly to encourage students that's coming from a school of skills. Please apply for assistant chef.
There we go.
It's just going to benefit you at the end of the day. It is not the end of the world. As soon as you're stopping with with your school of skills, please come, apply, register, and partake. And from this point, you can move forward and just climb within hospitality.
Perfect.
So, Keegan, just there behind you on your shoulder while you were there, the two platters arrived there.
That's right.
And you can see it. So we're gonna there it is there. So the
You
one
can see
bit
it there.
it's chocolatey. I see, and the other bit behind it looks like it's a sweet thing in the back and savory at the back. From where I'm sitting, I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm more of a tongue judge, not so much of an eye judge. And that was made for the students made that.
Should I bring this closer?
Yeah. No, if you can, just grab the one.
So
look at that.
Yeah.
So
these are our chocolate brownies, and these are all made by students. So these are our chocolate brownies, and this is what we call choux pastry, and what we also call
I think you can
prepidons.
lift it a bit so they can see it in the camera. There we go.
There we go.
Perfect. That's one there.
Yeah, so the brownie looks good.
Yeah.
Looks yummy. Yum. So we're going to be tasting this for definite for sure.
And the
Let's do
profiterole
it.
looks nice.
Please, I insist.
I'm a sweet tooth person, so those are my favorites. Dougal can have the savories and I'll have those sweet ones. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely brilliant talking to you, and we wish you well, and just keep doing the amazing work that you are doing, which is really great. Thank you.
Thank you so
for
much.
being here. So yes, there you have it. It is just absolutely fantastic, of course, and we saw something really great there as well. That was Keegan Issa, who is one of the lecturers here at the Northlink College, Protea campus, of course. And they focus on everything chefing, which is just brilliant.
Which is brilliant. And Dougal, I'm being very distracted right now because those chocolate brownies and that eclair looks delicious right now. So, you know, I'm quite excited about it. But you know what, guys? This is it. If you're wanting to be an assistant chef, this is the best place to come. Northlink College is the place to go, guys. You know what? Just being here, experiencing them, the smells, like I said, obviously that's what I was smelling when I was coming this way. So you know what? Northlink is definitely the place to be.
Yeah, that's definitely looking good because I tell you what, it's a whole kitchen here with an exciting hive of activity. There's things happening here, there are smells here, there's cooking happening, and we're definitely going to talk to students as well and sort of get that input in terms of you know, their story. Why are they doing this? What is the motivation behind it? Where do they see it going? What is the courses like? And of course, the real critical questions that you would like to know as a prospective student for choosing Northlink College as your education institution of choice. And I know a lot of parents are looking at this as well, what to do, but it comes down to a very simple thing as well. And both our speakers alluded to the fact that within the career opportunities that is available.
That's available. And you know what, like he says, a lot of the students, if you're coming from the skills development, you know what, Northlink is the next step ahead. It takes you to that next level. So, you know what, I can't see why at the end of the day you will not make this a choice at the end of the day, because if it is something that you want to do, this is the perfect place to be. So our next guest has arrived.
Yes, so we got our next guest in, which is Ashton Robertson, who's joining us. Hello, Ashton.
Hello, Ashton.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, same to you, man.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It has been a long while.
So you also lecturer?
Yep, also a lecturer, interacting with the students every day, in the kitchens, in the classrooms. Yeah.
I'm sorry, and this is kind of distracting me because you got black buttons now, I saw the red buttons in here, and the students got their white buttons. So is that a thing?
You know, in the industry, it's a big thing. The industry represents ranking.
Okay.
But at college, we do recommend the students don't wear black buttons at all. But the lecturers, you know what, we wear the color buttons that suits the jacket at the moment.
I was going to say, it suits Northlink.
There we go.
Definitely.
So everyone goes with the buttons.
Just not the black if you're not professional.
Not the black. If you're not qualified, you don't wear the black. And if you go into industry, not unless you're a sous chef and above.
There we go. So you got your black buttons, which I represent. I'll take my hat off to you. Well done.
Thank you.
So in terms of the chef levels, where do you start? Where do you end up?
So if as a student going out, you'd start as a commie, a trainee, and then a commie, which is at the bottom, but we work our way up. And then we start running different sections, which would be your CDP or chef de partie. And then you will get your demi. So the demi is in line to be promoted. Then you'll get your sous chef, which assists the head chef to run the kitchen. And then you get the head chef, who, the big boy.
The big boy.
He does everything.
Least amount of cooking, apparently.
That's true. He's sitting on the computer all day.
Quickly guide us through the schedule.
Okay, so you want a daily schedule? So daily schedule would be depending on what course you're doing. If we're looking at, for instance, a practical day, they'll come in nice and early. We start at 8 o'clock. And depending what level, we either go 4 or 5 hours, we could go up to 6 hours.
Wow.
Like my colleague said, the higher level, the longer we're going to spend. Right, because you're going to be doing more intricate food. Your lower levels, level 2, will be doing your basic foods, learning to cook, because you need to know how to crawl before you can walk. So they'll spend time there, and then from there we're going to classes. We're going to do the core subjects, we'll do fundamental subjects, which would be things like your English, your maths, lit, and then your core subjects would be your food preparation as well, your services, those sort of things.
Okay,
and then we'll go up to about 3:30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that is a daily schedule.
That's a daily schedule. Yeah.
And now, obviously, as you were saying, when it goes to the third year, or the level 4, now you're really intrinsic. Let's jump to that. How intense is it?
It's quite intense. Like I said, we started from the bottom, all right? So in the beginning, you just learn how to cook. We're easing you in. It's not, you're making things like fruit platters and muffins. And so learning how to cook, get them comfortable in the kitchen. When you get to level 4, on the other hand, we're looking at doing menus. We're doing the menu costings. We're compiling intricate dishes. So if you look at a dessert would not be a malva pudding ice cream. It would have at least 6 different components on there. It can go more depending on what we do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
And it always fascinates me, and I'm kind of just going off course a bit, because I mean, when you're at a restaurant and you see all these people sitting there and you look at the menu, it for me is overwhelming. How does it feel, obviously, just being at the back end? It must be going crazy. It's always in my mind. I'm always thinking, I wonder what's happening at the back.
You know, it can be chaos, but organized chaos. Organized. It's a dance, okay? So when you're in the back and you're working, yes, it's busy. Yes, we do get, it does get noisy, okay? But like I said, it's organized chaos. It's a dance between the chefs. As a check gets called out, you have to make sure that your mise en place, all your prep has to be done. If your prep is done well, then service will be a breeze. It's easy, it's nice, it's busy, but it's nice.
Nice. Oh, excellent, excellent. And employment opportunities, careers out there. Obviously, students wanting to go into this industry. What is out there?
There's so many. Right, if we look at, are we looking at hospitality or are we looking at just chefs? If I look at just chefs, you can be so many different. You can be a pastry chef, you can be a hot kitchen chef, you can eventually become a private chef, you can start working on your yachts, on your cruise lines, on airlines. If you want to travel, then this is the industry to be. Right? There are so many different opportunities. And then we talk about hospitality industry. I mean, now we're looking at front of house as well. We're looking at our waiters, our maitre d's, our barmen, our GMs. It's all, it's a large industry. It's our second fastest growing industry in the world. So it's a good industry to be in.
Oh, definitely.
And let me ask you this, in terms of the student compliments that you get, and I mean the makeup of your students, you're getting people from all walks of life.
All walks. When we look at demographics, I mean, you can look at where people come from. If you just, I love using it in my classes where I use the demographic and we use different cultures. And you'll see the amount of cultures who come in. And I'm not just talking black, white, colored, things like that. I'm talking about different backgrounds they come from. So there's quite a bit of that, but quite a bit of race, culture, but we also look at age groups. You look at your youngest who comes in, and the youngest would be 17, 18, all the way up to older than I am. I'm not going to give my age away. I'm not going to give my age away. But we're talking about 50. Anything between that. I mean, it's a large range.
Wow.
And then just obviously dealing with the students and even with different age groups right now as well. Is there one that's actually just born to cook, and some of them has really struggled to actually get this?
You know what? It's a funny thing you ask that, in the sense of you get those who have the natural talent. Okay. I always say we're born academic or artistic, right? And your artistic guys, you'll see in the plate. It's nothing we can't teach. It's just some people grab onto the teaching a lot quicker because they're naturally artistic. Those who are more academic, you'll find have a different way of plating, a different way of creating their art, which is good for the industry. I mean, you don't just want Picasso, you want Picasso, and you want Leonardo da Vinci, you want all of them in there.
Oh, brilliant.
So there's a big range. There are some who, like I say, have that natural talent, but there's nothing you can't teach either.
There we go. I like that.
I want to ask you about competitions and experiences. Are there competitions for students?
No, there's a lot of competitions for students, The one thing about competitions, our guys took place in a competition not too long ago. And you know what the nice thing about competitions is? It gets their name out there, okay? As long as they are here, they're known as Northlink students, but they have to build their own brand as well. Sooner or later, they're going to leave here, and you have to build their own brand, and competitions help with that. But it's not just for them, it's for the college as well. So let's say, for instance, we do good, and I hope we did, right? But let's say we should do good. That is free advertising as well.
Exactly.
It also hones the skills where you can learn from other people, other good chefs out there, other students, you learn from each other, and it builds a camaraderie. It's actually very nice to see.
Okay, I like.
And they perform well at these competitions.
Yeah, as far as I could see, yes, they do.
That's all that matters.
Exactly.
That's all that matters. That is all that matters. We touched on the career opportunities. Prospective students are now considering this. I mean, you know what they're going through. Do I? Don't I? What?
Yeah.
What is that argument that we got to place in their minds
to make them come and study?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I said, second fastest growing industry in the world. Everyone has to eat. Everyone has to eat. You always have a job. Okay. But the nice thing about it is it caters for everyone. Anthony Bourdain said it best. We're literally the last industry that caters for everyone. He says we're a group of misfits because anyone can fit in there. You don't have to be the intellectual to become a doctor. You don't have to be the stuck-up type to become a lawyer. The nice thing is everyone fits into this industry. And with that, you build your way up, but also, if you ever want to travel the world, I've traveled over, I can't even tell you how many countries. Just working and cooking around the world, meeting people. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's a really good industry to be in. It's fun.
I like.
and that is the key word there.
Fun.
You get to taste amazing things as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Ashton,
that's it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you guys, man.
You want to say or last comments?
No, I'm all good. I'm fine.
Good.
I think you guys asked me enough.
I think Ashton is scared we're going to put him in last.
Listen, thank you so much.
Thank you
We
so
wish you
much.
well, and thank you very much. And keep up the amazing work and all the wonderful things that you are doing,
Definitely.
which is brilliant. Thank you.
Cool, have a good one.
There's a comment from Helga.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
Ashton, before you run, who says you enjoy this one? It says, "Well done, Protea hospitality team."
There we go.
Thank you, Helga.
Thank you, Helga.
Thank you,
And there
Helga.
as well, Griselda Skippers.
It looks yummy.
Looks yummy. It does, Griselda. I will tell you what it tastes like.
We'll taste it.
And then Mikael Forsman. He says, well done, Protea campus, hospitality department, woo, with the exclamation marks there. So there you go. Well done to you guys.
So there's some kudos for you to get as well.
Definitely.
So thank
so
you once
much.
again to Ashton Robertson for joining us here on the Link Show as well. And the one thing we got to do, Rhoda, is we got to talk to students.
Almost definitely. We have to. You know what? Like we said earlier, Dougal, the proof is in the pudding.
It always
you
is.
You know what? We're going to be putting some students out there, but you know, just listening to Ashton now and the previous two as well, the experience that we've got at Northlink campus. I mean, you getting the professionals that's teaching you and educating you and putting you to the next level, Dougal. So just listening to the staff that was here, the facilitators, the lecturers, I mean, that's another level.
Yeah.
It's on another level.
No, it definitely is. It definitely is. And it is absolutely brilliant because you get definitely the one thing from all three lecturers, from Akona, from Keegan, from Ashton, you can definitely see the passion that they have.
Passion, exactly.
Not just for the industry, but that will obviously transcend within the students as well.
Exactly. You know, it was quite, just listening to them excited me at the end of the day. So we will be having two
we're going to talk to some
here.
students. I think it's important.
It's very important so that the parents out there can hear and the prospective students can actually just listen and make that choice and listen to the next student, because you know what? That's the best person to listen to is actually fact the students.
Yeah. Apologies quickly, Rhoda.
Not the problem,
Everybody watching.
Hugo. I've got you.
But
So we've got our
having a
guest
bit of a
here
day
at
here
the moment.
today.
As you can see, there was a little head that popped in there now. So we've got our two students here at the moment.
So we got two students here with us as well. So hello guys, how are you doing? Fantastic, fantastic. We're going to switch to you in a moment as well, and then you quickly just give us your names. But how's your day going? All right?
Still going good.
Yeah, this is a bit of a different day, you know. Sorry, so you are Bivuyo and Adele. And Bivuyo and Adele, you are what year students now?
Level 3.
Ah, okay. How's it going so far?
Still going good. Learning more and hopefully still learning more. Still gonna learn more.
Yeah, and you, Adele?
It's a little bit tough and challenging.
Tough and challenging.
But you're coping.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I wanted to ask you guys, walk us through a day. What is a day like?
A day of student chef.
Yeah.
It's waking up in the morning, make sure that you bath, because you're gonna work with food. Hygienically, come into a kitchen, make sure you prep your everything clean, sanitize, and prepping for making the product, and presenting the product, and then after finishing cleaning, make sure that everything is in a good condition, healthy, and ready to be eaten by someone.
Okay. And for you, when you look at all the work, do you like prep the day before?
Yeah, because personal hygiene is mostly important to not poison customers. Like there's something called food poisoning. So hygiene is very important.
Oh, okay. All right. So I wanted to ask you guys this. What made you want to do this?
For me, it's, okay, I'm in love with food. I love food, and when I started this, I started with the assistant chef course, whereby it gave me interest about food. So I saw that I love cooking, and I think it's my passion. Therefore, I'm looking forward to go to learn more. And I want to be a chef one day, whereby I want to go work in a cruise ship, work abroad, meet big people, amazing people there, and fulfilling my dreams. You know, fulfilling my dreams.
And you, Adele?
Yeah, I got inspired by Zola Nene because I used to watch it on Espresso. Espresso. So I got inspired by that. And also, the only thing that I also saw is that when you make food, you can also put smells on people. So it also brings me joy. You know, so,
Nice, man. Could you cook before you walked in here? Could you cook?
I thought I could cook.
You thought that?
You thought you could. So you knew what you were doing until you walked in here, and you like, now you learn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a wonderful way of saying that.
Wow. I could cook at home, and I didn't think I could cook more things, you know, beautiful things. And then when I got in here, I was exposed to many kind of food.
Much.
Yeah.
So much.
Oh.
And you, Adele, could you cook before?
no, I learned everything.
So
Good.
what part of the course do you guys enjoy? So let's ask you first. Which one?
It's the practical side.
The
practical side.
Oh, practical side.
Yeah.
I should think so.
Yeah, because it's more physically. Everything you do, you learn on the subjects. You do it physically. So I enjoy working a lot more than studying.
Studying. Oh, and for you? And for you?
Adele?
Daniele?
Yeah.
What part do you enjoy the most?
Practical.
Yeah?
Practical as well.
Yeah.
I think nobody likes theory at the end of the day.
That's why I said that it's kind of difficult, especially when you have to study.
Yeah?
It's not for me, exactly.
Let me ask you this. What is your favorite, up until all the skills that you've required, everything you've learned with the theoretical side and all of this, what is your favorite thing to do? And let's be specific. Favorite dish to cook, favorite cake to bake. What would be your favorite?
I like baking mostly.
Baking.
Yeah?
Baking mostly.
Okay.
I remember the first thing that I started, first bake was rock buns. I started baking rock buns. And but now what I love to bake is bread. I like to bake.
Like bread.
Yeah.
So you're more on the pastries, baking side than the art chef, art foods, basically. Okay. And
For me,
for you?
it's I love every food.
You like
I like
everything?
any food. But
any
for
food.
I can say it's just beef lasagna. It's simple and but normally I love cooking in our kitchen, so I love every food, any kind of food.
And you guys recently took part in the competition, am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And
I don't
so
know.
tell us about it. Ooh,
To be honest, it's the time, the nervous, the experience,
Yeah.
and for me, to be honest, it was a good experience because I learned a lot from other students, and I learned a lot from my lectures, whereby they took time to be with us to practice. They are researching about the products that we're going to present. it was a good experience because I believe I communicated with big people in the industry, and which is, it took me somewhere. It's a step. It gave me a lot of experience, and I believe that there's more coming. Only if I'm positive.
There we go.
Only
There we
if I'm
go.
positive.
Lovely, lovely.
Absolutely brilliant. Listen, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time and coming to chat to us. We wish you all the best and an absolutely wonderful time, and good luck with all the studies and your future endeavors.
Definitely.
And I hope you, and I know you guys are going to definitely make all your dreams come true. So well done, and thanks for coming to the Link Show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So there you heard from two students, of course, which is brilliant. And thank you again to Mivuyo. Thank you again to Anele for being part of this.
And just before we continue, we're going to find two students just passing us quickly. So that is Amber, and you guys can come through, Ayabonga. They're just going to mic them up quickly, but they're the ones that's been making all the noise at the back, Google. So they're just going to cross pass us quickly. So there's the first one going, and the second one is going through. Go through. No. You guys can just go get mic'd up quickly. So that's our two students we're going to be chatting to now, Dougal. So that was the two that was knocking and mixing and blending and giving us all those beautiful smells here at the back. So we will be interviewing the two of them as well. So there we heard it from the students. You know what? As we said, the proof is in the pudding. Experiences, what they've experienced here at Northlink, and you know what, if this is your choice, Northlink is definitely the place to come.
Most certainly is, and it was wonderful to talk to the students, and we're definitely going to get two more students as well.
We have to.
Maybe we get a recipe or something.
I'm telling you, I think Amber, I'm quite impressed with Amber. What I've seen she's doing here on the side and the chopping here, I think Amber will be the one who's going to give us a recipe, Dougal.
So, very simple, of course. You might be asking yourself, how do you get in touch? Well, you simply go to the Northlink website. Of course, all the details are there in terms of the courses and everything else you need to know. But that is how you make contact, and you simply get in touch. It's as easy as that,
That's
Rhoda.
right. We've got a comment there from Nashreen Raycliffe. Hi there, Nashreen. Welcome. And she says, go hospitality, with the exclamation mark again. I must say, Dougal, hospitality's got a big viewership out there. There, another one. That is it Tonicia Daniels?
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. There we go. Another whoop whoop for you, Northlink. So that will be hospitality department. So I must say that everybody seemed to be quite excited about the show and watching it live. There's that's Amber that you saw, that little face that popped up. That was our little Amber that came to sit with us.
So Amber joining us at Ayabonga.
Ayabonga. That's right.
Hello, guys. Thank you so much for coming to the Link Show. How are you?
I'm good.
You good?
I got to ask you this. This is a bit different from your normal day, isn't it?
It is.
But here you are, excited. And before we get into that, you got to excuse me for a moment. Just talk to Rhoda quickly. Sorry.
Yeah, just a quick one. So, could you, at the end of the day, walk me through a day in the life of Amber? What is it like, Amber? Basically, being at Northlink College.
It's early morning with my mom yelling, Amber, you need to get up. And then I get to campus, and then I have to. I'm like excited to see my classmates, and then we get to talk about how the weekend was, because we start early on a Monday.
That's right.
And then we will get here, and then we'll make sure that, you know, our hair is neat, our uniform is clean. And if it's not, you're not allowed to come into the kitchen, because like we have a strict standard here, and if we break those standards, then what's the point of hospitality? So then, then we get our recipes, we make sure we get our mise en place, which is trying to prep before we do our practical, and then our feet is sore after we're done.
Your feet.
Feet is sore.
I'm looking at your shoes now, so because I've been watching, there's a few with the Crocs. That's fine, Google. There's a few, I've been seeing some of the chefs with Crocs. Obviously, your shoes are of importance if you're spending so much time in the kitchen.
Also, it's a different material. The fact that we need these is because if something drops on our foot, it won't directly hurt our foot.
Oh, wow.
And then the college won't be sued.
I like that. So coming through again, safety first, obviously. Safety is of utmost importance, and your students are finding that, obviously, that there is these precautions that's been put in place for your safety. Brilliant. And then Ayabonga, how's a day for you? Besides your mother probably also shouting you to get up in the morning.
actually, to wake up to go to the college, especially when it's practical, like you must wake up like in a nice mood, because you can't can't come here with your issues from home, and then you must start doing practical. Now you're all over the place, so you must at least try to get what I'm looking for, maybe like try maybe to be in a peace, like, so that you can work as a team, as a class, so that you can work as a team. Yeah, I think that's for me.
So both of you are now what we call level 4?
No, I'm level 4.
Okay. You're level 3.
Yes.
Okay.
And let's start with you quickly, Amber. Level 4, is it quite challenging?
Definitely. Level 3, you kind of did one component. Now they're challenging you where you cannot ask for help.
Yeah.
You have to read the recipe and just do it.
Oh, wow.
And you have to work with different components. So like instead of just making a cake, you are going to make everything from scratch, like making gelatin from scratch or making custard from scratch. So
Oh wow.
Brilliant, brilliant.
And level 3, Bonga, how's it going?
Actually, it goes well, because I'm learning new stuff, because now this year we're busy making cakes, pastry, so some things I didn't know how to make it, so I'm starting this year, so yeah, I enjoy it.
Let me ask you this, because we asked the other two students this as well. Before you set foot here, how was your cooking skills? Could you cook? Did you see yourself as growing up like, that's what I want to do one day?
Actually, my first school was in School of Skills.
Okay.
So I think I used to cook there, but I saw myself, I think I love this. Maybe I try to go to the college, maybe to get maybe more experience. So I applied for assistant chef, and then that's where I show, okay, that's my passion, so I think maybe I must stick to this.
Okay.
And then I will see where it takes me.
Beautiful. Amber, and for you?
I've always wanted to cook because I've watched so many Disney movies where they just bake these beautiful cakes, and I was like, that is something I want to do. And also growing up in a colored household, there's always recipe books, and you always learn from your aunties and your grandma. They're like, come in the kitchen, come see what I'm doing so you can do this one day with your husband. And I'm like, I'm only 9 years old. So, yeah.
But just for woman to woman here, obviously finding yourself in this industry as I think when we look at a lot of chefs, when you're looking at the movies and things like that, and even looking at television, you always see all these big chefs are all men at the end of the day. How are you finding yourself as a female chef in the industry right now? Or finding yourself in this, are you looking forward to the challenges as well?
I am, because there is a lot of challenging when it comes to men, but like also, it's also about the individual personalities. You'll see some male chefs, they seem more assertive, which is good for high-pressure like situations, but female chefs, they bring a more nurturing and detailed approach to enhance creativity and teamwork. But it's more about the personality, the individual personalities.
Oh, I love that. Makes sense.
Nice, very nice. So, you guys, we want to wish you all the best. Thank you so much for coming. Quickly, in your hands is a plate. What do we have there?
This is
Is he holding the plate for you, Amber?
yes.
Okay.
So this is a fondant cake, and it's also kind of known as a volcanic cake because of how the chocolate is like.
Okay, can you lift that up just a little bit
so we can see that? There we go. Yeah.
So you said a fondant cake known as a volcanic cake because of how the chocolate
just like spills out.
Yum,
and
yum,
then
yum.
we've got some tool here that he has made, and then we have some coulis and crust of the tool that we've made.
All right.
So that was the chopping idea at the back.
Yes. That was it. And it looks brilliant. And that is, of course, you all toasted out. You like made the sauce there. And now to make this sort of, because this looks like a good dessert. This looks
very nice.
Like a romantic dinner sort of thing.
Exactly.
Quickly, do you impress your family and friends by doing this at home?
My mom wishes because
You're certainly going to have to spoil them now after this.
I have to, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Do you want to do a taste, too? Because I can see it looks like your mouth is watering at the moment.
Do you know
want
what?
to pass a plate there to us,
Yeah.
and the one on the side there? Just grab a plate here on the
grab
side.
that quickly there. And I'll do this. Rhoda, take one.
There we go. Let's do this, Dougal. Let's
All right,
try.
you go
You know
first.
what? Let's just do it like that.
You
Because
go
that's your
first.
off. But Dougal,
So
I'm
you make
grabbing
this
this
Amber?
one.
All right, you go for that. I'm going to
Yeah.
do this.
Let's
I'm
do
gonna
this
get a
one,
bit of-
guys.
Bit of everything on this, made by Amber,
Oh,
the
wow.
chocolate fondant.
Oh, no, my word. If anybody wants to book any of these. Oh, look at this man now. Seriously,
All right.
Dougal?
So,
Can you see that
my
now?
friend Amber. Yeah, good person.
Dougal, you need to share, Dougal. Thank you. Guys, well done. I'm very impressed. Just eating this alone is very nice.
This is
Dougal?
outstanding.
No.
thank you.
I must
Wow.
also taste this.
Wow. This is where the show takes a bit of a turn.
To where, Dougal? Oh,
I want
I'm going
all
home
that.
with a plate.
I like that. I love this.
Can I book you for my next party?
Wow.
House party?
Definitely.
And I'll tell you why I say this is
Oh, wow.
fantastic. It is sweet, there's some bitter in it, there's crunch in it, you've got all these different textures, you've got a bit of like of a, almost want to say a salty, but it's not quite. The berry just gives it that little tartness. So your whole mouth has got a carnival happening right now. There's like all of these things. This is, oh wow.
It's a
Excellent.
fruity, especially with the berry. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I'm going
very
to place it here.
You can place
close
it
to
there.
me, where nobody can interfere with my stuff. And thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
That's all
Thank
I
you
can
so
say.
much.
Guys, thank you so much. We wish you all the best and thank you for coming on the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Oh,
So,
wow. Wow.
as simple, as
Wow.
easy as that. I tell you what, Rhoda, that was tasty.
Dougal, the two of us is definitely going to be fighting after the show because you must remember it was cut in half for you and
There's
half
no
for me.
fighting. There's no fighting.
So there we go, guys. Family, prospective students out there, Northlink is a place to go. As you saw, one of the students also came from the skills development as well. Here you can become an assistant chef, come and study to be assistant chef. And families out there that's basically looking down on the poor kid that says he wants to be a chef. The hospitality industry is big. It's big. It's just not being in the kitchen necessarily, maybe. It could be something else we could figure out. And coming to Northlink, they can find themselves and figure out which way to go.
Yeah, and I can tell you right now, it is definitely still a festival in my mouth. I think you
Oh,
just
yeah.
tasted the chocolate fondant, absolutely brilliant. It is soft, it is
Beautiful.
light, it's got everything. It is really, really good. And it's difficult to concentrate because I'm still
That's it.
feeling
So
it.
am I.
Yeah, it is just brilliant. But the most important thing is, and this is what the essence of the Link Show is about, you've heard from lecturers,
Oh, yeah.
facilitators, so you got a sense of what the course is all about. More importantly, you heard from students and how easily they spoke of what the career possibly could mean for them in terms of aligning them with the dreams
Oh,
and goals
yeah.
they've set out for themselves, but also in terms of managing it. And of course, we had some of the skills that we just tasted, which is absolutely brilliant.
Exactly.
So trust me when I say it is really, really fantastic. But the one thing that you need to do right now is to get in touch with Northlink.
Definitely.
So to go to the website, northlink.co.za, it is as simple as that. Get in touch, and of course all the details for not only this course but for everything else you need to know around Northlink you'll be able to find on the website, and that is the most important thing.
Exactly.
Is that it, Rhoda?
That's it to go.
So thank you very much for watching the Link Show today. Fair reminder, you go to www.northlink.co.za for all the details in and around Northlink College, of course, which you can clearly see as par excellence, which is definitely the place where you can come to, and more importantly, this is the place where your future will start, and of course realizing the dreams that you have set to yourself. Thank you very much to the guests that came onto the Link Show today, and also very important, thank you for watching and joining us and being part of the discussion. Thank you for the amazing comments. Of course, I am now going to enjoy this in the absence of Rhoda, which I will just do here, and until next time we will see you back on the Link Show. Cheers everybody.
See you. Bye.
This is really
Doodle.
good. No, it's
Also
good.
wonderful.
Oh my God.
Bye.
Hi.
Beautiful. Well done, well done.
Thank you.